And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Grade A Fantasy as we preview the tight end position for the Week 17 main slate. Let's jump right into it because I think it's basically a couple of pay ups and then everything else is pay down. My opinion, people could think differently, but I really do think that this is a pretty simple position to figure out. Options for paydowns, yes, but not much for payups. Why? Literally, we're gonna start with the best, probably the best option. We got Brock Bowers at 7,600. I mean, he's worth a pick every week. And once again, we're gonna stick with the theme. We're just gonna keep disrespecting New Orleans until they're getting the hell up out of here. Which is why I'm high on people like O'Connell and his partner Jacoby Myers. So yes, I feel he's worth 76, even though yes, opponent position rankings, yes, third against tight ends, but I don't care about New Orleans. Neither should you. Nobody should fear New Orleans for a damn thing. I'm not worried about them in the slightest. Right after that, I think even though once again it's probably affects the other skill positions, but I like A Chain and I like Jonnu Smith. And I like Jonnu Smith, even though, like I said, probably not the best optimal matchup for them, but love them in the fact that I think we can get into the game script of maybe Cleveland dominates Miami, and I see a lot of Tua maybe getting shut down to go deep, so it's a lot of short dink and dunks to John. So I really think even with weather concerns and things like that, I don't think this affects one of my top plays in running backs in A-Chain, and I really doesn't think it affects John. I think if anything, I'll be definitely taking a shot on those guys without a doubt. So Brock Bowers and John are the top two options I like as it goes from 76 to 6,800. Njoku still seeming on the questionable, doubtful side, but it's still an option. It's still an option in that game because, of course, in that kind of game, if he does get to play, but who knows? Cleveland isn't playing for anything. He's one of their stars, so I don't know if they make him play, but that drops down to 6,200. But all the way down when it comes to my next best plays, yeah, we're dropping all the way down to 5,700. Yes, we got down to 5,700 that quick with TJ Hawkinson. I love TJ in this matchup. Like I said, division matchup, playoff positioning is in line, so definitely I expect Hawkinson to play a role in this game. Now, here's the interesting thing. I know that, Cowboys are pretty much done. They've been eliminated for a while. And I'm loving the fact that, they're, checking out some of their young guys. They kind of know what they want next year. Plus, they got Dak coming back and everything, of course. But what I definitely like is the fact that with no CD Lamb, and like I said, it was right for them to shut down CD. They had to. I think, along with the wide receiver core, I think Jake Ferguson does get a bump with no CD Lamb. It's fair to say that you should expect him to get a decent bump in target share. Yes, I know it's not the best matchup, but when somebody's out, and there was a time that before the injury and everything like that, he was still firm target. Now with no CD Lamb, Cooper Rush, even though he force fed him the ball in a way, like he was still his most dominant and favorite target. Even though that was the case, I think now it forces him to go into a different direction, and I think that when your star wide receiver goes, targets are to be had. So Jake Ferguson, I'm definitely liking his outlook this week. Definitely liking his output this week in week 17, and we're gonna go to the poster boy. It's this simple, and the reason why you got to stick with stuff like this is because when people get hot towards the end of the season, like now, to do it from the beginning or the middle of the season to the end, it's a lot of weeks and a lot of variations can happen. But you could be hot literally for the last 3 to 4 weeks of a season and make an impact season-long fantasy DFS. And that's why Chig Okonkwo is on my, he's my featured player on the cover sheet. Ever since the QB change, He's been basically Mason Rudolph's top target ever since it happened, and it happened 2 weeks ago. 21 targets. 21 targets in 2 weeks. 14.6, 9.9. And the man is still under 55. The only reason why he's under 5,500, let's be real, y'all. The only reason why he's under 5,500 is because he doesn't have a touchdown. That's it. But for his price, he's doing pretty damn good. He's either in the last 2 weeks at 54. And remember, he was definitely cheaper than that. From 5,400, he's basically either 2xing or almost 3xing his value. So this could be the week he gets that touchdown. Could be. It could be. As we keep going, we'll keep staying in the budget area. Tucker Kraft, if he's cleared to play with the hip issue, Tucker Kraft definitely had a good game against Minnesota early in the year. You know, there could be times where, yeah, they attack deep and then Tucker kind of gets those inside the 15 to 20 targets. So I definitely like that in that rivalry game. Ertz is always a worthy mention for his price. Yes, it's technically a bad matchup, but I love him this week. Always. I always like Zach Ertz. I never have a bad thing to say about Zach Ertz. Plus, he's always been around anywhere between this price and what I think he's probably maybe nipped 6,000. So you just have to love Zach Ertz for his price. It's just a case of, does Jaden give it to him? Because Jaden Daniels the last few weeks has been spreading out the ball. And now that his ribs are healthy, Jaden has been running more. And the other option I want to give is, yes, we did pass Kate Otten, so here's the other option, and it's Payne Durham. Payne Durham was the one who pretty much dominated the targets and the snap share after Kate Otten's been out. So Payne Durham, 4,600, and yes, it is a good matchup because Carolina's also the worst against tight ends. He got 7 targets last week, 5 for 29. Yeah, they were short. He's not as fast as Otten, but as you can see here, there's opportunity here at 4,600. Last week, it was rumored that it was supposed to be a committee of him and like 2 other people. No, absolutely not. Maybe snap counts. They got in the game. But when those guys got into the game, I can't even remember the other 2 guys' names. One got no targets, the other got 1. Payne Durham got 7 targets. So it's clear to say that Otten being out again, there's a nice 7 targets for... Now, obviously, it depends on what he does with the 7 targets, but let's be real. I think anybody would like 7 targets at 4,600. So, with that being said, that is the end of the tight end preview for Week 17. Defensive video recorded later tonight, either posted later tonight or posted early tomorrow morning. Good luck with your continued research. For Week 17, this is Grade A Fantasy, signing off.